welcome to Bob Amos Park and the ribbon cutting of our newest trail at the park. It will be known as the Real Mccoy Trail, and we have the very person who dug the trail by hand today here with us, PJ. He is our Director of Outdoor Recreation at the City of Pikeville.
First off, I just want to thank everybody for coming out for the ribbon cutting ceremony for the new Real Mccoy Trail. And I do appreciate saying I hand dug all of it, but I did have some help. I wanted to thank the Pikeville Fire Department, the Wildland Fire Crew for assisting in the early stages of the trail, as well as multiple property owners who granted the city easement for this trail. And it's certainly one that you don't want to take for granted. It is a highly strenuous trail, 4.7 miles, and I'm hoping that every hiker in the community and from around will be out to hike it, because you will certainly enjoy yourselves.
Oh, thank you, PJ, and thanks for all your hard work on everything you've done since you've been with the city, and I appreciate it. When they say enthusiastic trail, or it's hard, okay? It's just hard. I've heard a lot of stories. See all that red there? That's not blood, but it's a hard trail. So be prepared if you're going to come out here and do this trail. Now, I've not done it. As you can tell, I've probably not done it, but it's a hard trail, a difficult trail, or for an experienced hiker for sure. But I want to thank you again for all your hard work. What you've done for the park system since you've been here is just unbelievable, and we appreciate you so much. And thank everybody else for being here today.
Hey, I'll just say the same thing. Thanks to PJ and the fire department that helped cut it out. I did not help cut it out, but I did do it, and it is very strenuous, and it took me about 3 hours and 15 minutes, but we loved every minute of it as a group of our friends. But thanks to the mayor and to Philip and to everybody that is working on this, and especially the people that work at the city that are helping to make the trail possible.
Well, thank you all so much for being here today, and we're going to officially open the trail now. So on the count of 3, let's let PJ get those big scissors open. 1, 2, 3.
It feels great. I mean, it has been it's been a job to build this trail, and I want to give credit where credit's due. This first part of this trail was an old pre-existing trail, so there wasn't quite as much work that had to be done to this section. It's using the natural contour of the land. So that just means that this trail is using what's existing in the mountains without creating low-grade roads. So it is quite steep in some spots, and of course that made building the trail, quite difficult. But yeah, we started the job in into February, and we started working on the trail in May, and here we are. So it took a while, but we've got it completed, and hopefully the hard job's done now. The Real Mccoy Trail, it's a loop trail that is 4.7 miles, and it is a highly strenuous trail. So, we have trails for all different people at the park. We have easy trails, we have ADA accessible trails, we have moderate trails, but the Real Mccoy Trail is more geared towards the more avid hiker, or any individuals that would want to challenge themselves. Initially, I do have what's called the Real Mccoy Trail checklist, and I've got it right here at the trailhead here at the Pikeville Overlook, and it'll tell you at a minimum you'll need at least, and this number is not a scientific number, 24 ounces of water. Bring a couple bottles of water per hiker minimum. You will want hiking boots, lace up preferred, and obviously a charged cell phone for sure, and insect repellent if you're walking it in the summer months or the late spring months. To me, I think the prize of the trail would be the overlook. So basically, we're starting at the Pikeville Overlook, but we're actually hiking up elevation close to another 1,000 foot. And you get up to an elevation of 1,522 foot. And there's a secondary overlook that's only accessible by this trail at the top. And that seems to be one of the big driving factors for people to come and walk this trail. Anybody can walk this trail. I mean, people think it's just so difficult, and it is difficult. You just have to do it at your pace. It will push you to your limits, especially if you're not an advanced hiker. And if you can't do it, if you want to start and you think it's too hard, just turn around and come back to the trailhead. Try again another time. I do want to especially thank some individuals, one being the Pikeville Fire Department, specifically the Wildland Fire Crew. You know, those guys were instrumental on helping me, especially on some of the more challenging areas of this trail, cutting it in, mainly deadfall, some massive trees, and those guys would come up and help me every chance that they got, and that was on multiple occasions. Dozens of different guys from the fire department actually have worked on this trail physically. Also wanted to thank Kevin Roberts, the special events director for the Appalachian Wildlife Arena. He helped install some of the rope assist areas on the trail, as well as planning of the trail. And definitely want to thank the private property owners who granted the city easement to make this trail possible. And that would be Suzanne Kinzer, her sister Terry Lee Crum. They had property adjacent to the trail, and they granted us an easement to allow us to make this large of a looped trail system, as well as Cecil Ray and his daughter Sheila Ray, Chris Chrisman from Lexington and the Bowles Family Partnership, and as well as Valerie Hall. So all of those individuals worked with the city by allowing us to use their private property that is adjacent to the park to allow us to put this trail through there and have it open to the public. So a special thanks to those individuals.
PJ's done a great job, and I didn't think he could be able to get all this stuff done and before winter, to be honest. But it's worked out great. I mean, he is so dedicated to a project when he starts it, and he gets it finished. Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, and especially this time of year with the colors and everything, and being able to see most of the town. There's a couple spots out there I'd like to maybe cut tops of trees out a little bit so you can have a really nice view over. You're not going to get lost on this trail. I mean, it's marked very well, and it's clear and not any problems at all. So it's very good shape. I think you're going to attract a lot of tourists and out-of-town guests with this, even a lot of our residents who are experienced hikers. We still have plans in place to build cabins that can be rented out, one, two, and 3 bedroom cabins. And if I'm not mistaken, it hasn't changed the commission's mind any, is that we would donate the property for a developer to come in here and build cabins to be rented, and they can rent them, make the money, do whatever, and they don't have anything in the property.